But yeah, so one of the things we ended up seeing obviously was Fable, which was a huge one for us. I think everyone hoped that it was going to be that time. It was very much that Metroid moment, right? Where it's like this thing's got a show. We haven't seen it for years and years and years. Like we're gonna see something, right? And sure enough, we did. We ended up getting that awesome Jack and the Beanstalk trailer, where you find out that you're going to be battling with giants. We know that there's still very much that British humor that we're very familiarized with from the old games. A little bit more modern approach from what we can tell. Even just looking at the visual styles and stuff to it, it looks like it's definitely taken a leap from the Fable that we know, which I'm not saying is a bad thing by any means. It looks phenomenal. Had a bunch of people all over the internet that are like, "That wasn't real. That wasn't real. That was just a CG." You know, it's like
Uh,
you had people coming out and talking about it from the studio that were even like, no, that there was footage. There wasn't a lot of it, but there was footage in there, and the stuff that you thought was just cutscene was not." Which is a major compliment for what that team has been putting together so far. It looks phenomenal.
so
I'm excited to jump into that. I like the fact that they've got the giant situation, like the whole battle with giants and stuff like that. That's cool. That is something we've not had in those other games, and I think
hmm.
based on what we're seeing right here, maybe they're going a little more. I mean, obviously, it's going to be very high fantasy and stuff like it always has been, but I wonder if they'll go a little more of that like grim fairy tales type of setup a little bit on some of this. And that could be really cool in this world. Like
Hmm.
giants on its own, I think are going to be creepy, whether it's like a scary situation or not. I think it's going to creep me out that I'm like, 4 inches tall and I've got a massive giant like way up here that's hovering over me. Crazy. You were going to say something?
Because I was gonna say something. A couple years ago, I remember when they first showed Spider-Man 2. I remember when they first showed that, they said that was in-game engine, and I told people, hey, I don't believe in that stuff, and I said, that's not true. That can't be the in-game engine. Like, yes, because Insomnia said it's in in-game engine, so it's true. Yet Playground comes out and says this is in-game engine, and they say, hey, you guys suck. You guys did not show nothing. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
saw now. Granted, like when we saw that come out, whether there are folks on that side that could defend it or not, like we saw the changes, we saw some of the concessions that they made, right? So who knows? Maybe this won't look exactly like that once you get all the systems together playing all at the same time. Because we saw that with Spider-Man, right? When we saw the footage, we saw all those different things, and then we had Puddlegate, where people were like, "Oh, you looking in the puddles? You can't even see the reflection reflections right and stuff." Like there were things obviously that changed from what we saw to what we actually got to play. Hopefully, that won't be it won't be as drastic on this versus like a Redfall scenario. But based on what we saw and what they've shown us so far, like if they can hit that bar, it'll be nuts.
So,
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
but here's the thing, though. Every time Microsoft does something, is always negative.
yes.
There's never a
But if
positive.
if
Damn it!
Sony does it, it's
It's always positive.
yeah, yeah. That's because Microsoft is bad and Sony is good.
Yeah.
Based on Twitter, based on what I've seen on
Oh
the
yes.
internet, that's how this works.
Yep.
Mm, yeah.
Crazy.
Totally agree.